Strengths. Kara, are we doing on a Monday?
I'm absolutely fantastic. How are you doing on your birthday?
Yes. I've got double nickels this year.
Hey, that's a
I know you're not supposed to say your age, but I don't really care. Yeah.
I always say, who are they? I haven't even met them yet, so no worries. Yes, congratulations on another.
Well, thank you. I know I made it again, it keeps coming around and I keep making it, so I'll take it.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. Awesome. So, and we're here today to talk about Relator, which I love that this is high for both you and I. Higher for you. You're at 4 on Relator. I'm a number 7. But definitely use this all the time.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. So what did you come up with as far as a symbol?
So I came up with the Golden Girls.
I love that.
Yeah, sing the theme song, right? Thank you for being a friend. And I feel like that's what this is all about. It's just deepening those friendships versus, the collection of multiple, right? No offense to Facebook, and in my former days with students, I've offered up that Facebook offers us a little bit of a disservice in that the 800 friends that we have are actually more associates. I would always push our fellow young adults to ponder the notion that of those 800 friends that we will transfer to associates, there is probably a collection of, you can count on your hand how many are true friends. And I think that was always the relator in me expressing my thought process on relationships. So that might not be true for everybody, but that's how I see it.
Well, and I love that you bring that up because, with being in business for myself, my Facebook page has definitely turned into the 700 people I might know. Right. And you're right. It's just not as much fun,
Right, and still valuable, right? It's important for networking and building businesses as young people to really connect across all kinds, build the bridges, coalition building. It was never this is not a good thing. However, when we're talking friendships, which I feel like Relator really ties into, let's just have a moment of pause. And when we are not feeling so good about what happened in the situation, let's just put a question out here. Are they actually a friend?
Right.
Or more of an associate? And that's okay. When we know better, we do better. So.
That's right. So for the people that don't know what Relator is, let me read the Gallup definition. It's people who are especially talented in the Relator theme enjoy close relationships with others. They find deep satisfaction in working hard with friends to achieve a goal. It's always interesting, Kara, because when I read this, I'm like, duh, everybody enjoys close relationships with others. And then I'm like, you know what? I'm high Relator. Do they?
Right. Exactly.
The people that aren't high in Relator, now you and I talked a little bit before this, Relator is often in your top 5. It's like one of the most common ones. But I still kind of wonder for those people that are low in Relator, do they really like close relationships? I don't know.
Right. And a la our, the title of our time together of our episode, the question is, does it bring the human being energy? Are they energized by that experience? And that's really like, maybe it is, maybe it is energizing for you and maybe it's not. And that's okay. It's just who you are. And that's a beautiful thing. So.
Yeah. And it's so funny because I always tell people, and I say it so often, I'm like, oh my gosh, listen to yourself. Where I'm always like, other people don't think the way you do. So just realize that. And this one always trips me up because I'm like, so obvious.
Yes. Yeah. And I don't know, for me, woo is 6, which is, I think, a unique experience as well to have both. So woo was more the depth, and we'll be diving into that in a couple of weeks, right? Versus Relator's more the depth,
right?
Like small and mighty, deeper relationships. And so I can definitely navigate between the two. But again, the question of how much energy is derived, it takes a little bit more out of me to work the room. Like I can do it with my woo. Like I can swing, my dad always calls it the Nance charm, right? So I can do that thing, and I feel my cup fuller when I'm having a coffee date with, with a good friend that I haven't chatted with, or thanks to Zoom and our connections that way. Just really connecting more one-on-one or small group has always been my preferred. So, and it's been interesting self-aware, right? You've got double nickel day today for your birthday. I'll be 44 in December. And again, another piece to knowing our Clifton strengths, it is the beginning of a deeper self-awareness journey. So with Relator, realizing like, oh, not everybody wants to be my best friend. Like, I want to be your best friend. I want to get to know all about you. That's not where you're at. And that's been a bit of a journey from like, oh, that's also an option to not everybody wants to share their life story, especially in the first 5 minutes.
Right. Yeah. Which, we always talk about our strengths can be our weaknesses, right? And yeah, sometimes they're like, back off, lady. I don't want to tell you anymore.
Right. High school me could have really benefited from CliftonStrengths awareness, and that's okay.
I'm telling you, Kara, that's why I work specifically with young people, because I'm like, there's so much benefit I could have had at a younger age knowing this stuff. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right. So let's talk about where you see your relator working in the workplace.
Right. So I'm actually using a very recent example. My workplace, as running my coaching business, having my coaching cohort of fellow coaches who I meet with weekly. We had a conference together at the beginning of October. I wasn't able to make it, so the conference lead actually sent me like a little swag bag in the mail, like so thoughtful to send it out to me. And of all the promos of everybody doing this, living in their gifts and really sharing it with the world, I was so happy for everybody. And it was powerful to feel my relator really coming out that like, this is great for that everybody's doing their thing. Mm-hmm. And the increased excitement and joy that I felt when I saw the promotional items from the people who I meet with every week for the past couple of months. And that feeling of pride, it almost felt like a proud cousin or proud sister to see them shining in their gifts that way and sharing that with the world. I was like, look at you, relator. So that's my most recent of all the wealth of experiences. How about
you? I love it because it's just coming through in a very different way. So that's really powerful. For me, I'm going to tell you about my corporate background and then how it relates to my coaching today. But in corporate, I formed really deep relationships with my vendors, my agency vendors, and just, fulfillment house vendors, all that good stuff. And to this day, I still feel like, even though I haven't talked to them in a long, long time, I know I could pick up the phone and call them and, still have that deep relationship. And how I've seen it transform now that I have my own coaching practice is that meeting with my parents of my clients and forming a deeper relationship like that. What I found myself missing is that closeness. So I just put it into my process that I call them more often to make that connection and to, just have that closer relationship with them.
Right. Because it fills your cup to connect.
It does fill my cup. And I'll tell you, it took me a little while to to get there and to add that in. And when I did, I went, da, 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 da. It was like, hello, why weren't you doing this before?
Yeah. I love it. And honestly, what just came in as you were sharing, I forget about this piece that on my resume, I own it. It's my experiences are like 2 years. It's almost like Noah's Ark, but on a resume, it's just to do. And from every experience I've had, I still, like you said, you can call out of the blue, even today, and just pick up where you left off. I have the same relationship about, 1 or 2 humans from every experience I've had in my life where I know that I could just pick up, hey, how are you? Even if we haven't chatted for 15 years. That's really interesting. I hadn't put that together with my relator.
Yeah. I love it. And then how about where you should raise your hand?
Yeah, so I was thinking, especially in a corporate setting or organizational setting, and even virtual, you can pull this off. And that is a human strength. You be the lead on creating the human scavenger hunt experience, so everybody can create a few more connections with each other. That and often in schools, but I think you can still pull it off in an organizational environment for adult connection, and that is mix it up at lunch. So anybody who hasn't heard of that, you can just check out Mix It Up at Lunch, I think .com or .org, and it's technically intended for schools, but I think any human being can benefit from just having a moment over a meal with somebody new. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, because that is an opportunity to get another deep relationship, right?
Right. That you had no idea just because you were sitting at different lunch tables. So.
Yeah, that's good. For me, I switched this up a little bit, and I did it more around when you're looking for work, that you find a place that has a stable group of customers or a stable group of vendors. So it's not the, customer in, customer out. It's that stability where you can form these relationships. Mm-hmm. And then also looking for an organization that actually encourages having friendships in your work. And, we know this from looking at the Gallup work that they've done with organizations, that, one of the 12 questions they ask is, do you have friendships at work? And it's so important. And it's kind of one of those, the question that's the most, everybody's like, really? Is that really a question? But it's one of the most important ones because, as you said earlier, we're built for human connection.
Right. I was going to say, shout out to Dr. Brene Brown, right? Classic quote from her is, we are hardwired for connection. And that reinforces that right there. Yes, we as human beings, as much as we try sometimes to be just solo, like, I can do it, I don't need anyone. Yes, you do. Yes,
you do. You need that interaction. And so looking for places that really facilitate those friendships. And, that's asking the right questions during the interview.
Right. Absolutely. Well, happy birthday again, friend.
Thank you.
Excited to be with you on your day today.
Yes, it was always special to be with you, Kara.
Oh, I get you.
All right, guys. Thanks. And we will see you next week.
All right. See you next week, friends.